Hey guys, welcome back to Frugal Fashion. So today I switched up my area in the house a little bit just because I wanted to find a place with a little bit more light because today's Frugal find is makeup palettes. Palettes that I'm going to show you are by BH Cosmetics. I have the 88 Matte and the 88 Shimmer. And then I also just recently got the 120, I believe it's the first edition palette. I'm not 100% sure, so I guess I'll have to look into that, but pretty sure it was the first edition that I liked the best. So let's get into it, and I will start by showing you the 88 Matte palette. The palettes these are actually pretty old, and I actually burnt it with an iron as well. So these are what your palettes look like. This is the 88 Matte. So it's about this size, really, really thin, so they're great for traveling. I usually just take one of these whenever I go somewhere, and pretty much anything I would need would be in one of these palettes. But just in case, I did buy both the matte and the shimmer. I tend to like the matte better just because the colors seem really more pigmented than the shimmer, but we'll get into that when I show you the swatches. So when you open your case, you have a mirror, and you come with some little sponge applicators. The colors in the matte palette, you start with your neutral colors, and then you go green and blues, down to your pinks, your purples, and they actually have two different reds in here, which is really cool because you don't see red in palettes quite often. And then down the bottom you have your darker browns, blacks, and some grays. You can see that some of these I use a lot, and then some of them are actually broken too. It seems like whenever I buy a palette online, it'll come in with at least one broken, so I guess that's something I just have to learn to deal with shopping online. But out of 88 colors, losing one, I'm not going to cry over it. So the colors that I really like, but anyway, so that is the matte palette. Then I have the shimmer palette, which it comes the same way, but mine actually snapped in half, so I just have the one piece. But it works out better for me because when I'm doing my makeup, I just have, I put them together like this, and I can have the whole matte and shimmer all together, so I don't have to open two different palettes. So I guess that kind of worked out better. And in the shimmer palette, let me put this one down. In the shimmer palette, it goes also, you have 88 colors. They start more neutral colors. You have your orange, greens, blues, down to your pinks. Again, you have more reds and shimmer. And then you have your browns and your grays on the bottom. I do want to show you some swatches. Most of the time I do use the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk just as a base. These are really pigmented colors, but if you use something like this underneath the color, it comes out even brighter. So as you can see, I have the pink next to the green, both with the base, you can see how bright that is, and then without the base. My light in here, it isn't as good as it could be, but I really hope you can see how great these colors really are, because they are super, super great, especially with that white base. You don't have to use NYX, you can use, something else, whatever you have, but without and then with, such a difference. So that was the matte palette. Let me just show you a couple from the shimmer palette. I guess I'll do like the same thing. I'll do a pink and a green. Some of my favorite greens are these lighter greens that are here. I use them all the time. They have like it almost seems like a gold color, like a gold flicker in them, I guess you'd say. And I really, really love that. With and without. These actually come out really pigmented as well. Okay, so for that green, can see, both without the base and then with the base. Sorry, I'm losing arm space here. So you can see the difference. There's not that big of a difference, actually, I'm noticing, with the shimmers. But I guess the more you blend it out, oh, I'm mixing in my other colors, the more you blend it out, the more it would probably wipe away. So if you use a base, it will make it last a little longer. Okay, so then I'll show you a pink. We're going to go in and I'm going to show you this pink right here. These palettes for $20, you get so much for them. It's a really, really great deal. So now that I've talked a little bit, I have the pink on my hand here. Okay, so this bottom pink here, you can see without the base and then with the base. And compared the shimmers to the mattes, I know I used a darker green in the matte than in the shimmer, and the pinks were kind of similar, but you could see how much more pigmented the matte colors are than the shimmers. I have one more palette that I want to show you, also by BH Cosmetics. It's the 120 palette. Like I said, I believe it's the first edition. I'll check into it, let you know down at the bottom which one it is exactly. So this one is a little thicker than the 88, so you get a lot more colors in it. So when you open it up, in the 88 palettes you also get these little covers to keep them nice, but those are really old, so at this point, yeah, I don't know where they are anymore. So this is the first section of the 120 palette, and as you can see, this one came in broken. I'm trying so hard to not lose all the color in there. I chose this palette over the rest of the 120 palettes because I tend to, like I said, I use the rainbow colors a lot, so I used out most of my yellows, and this had a really good selection of oranges, which weren't in the other palette. The other palette had more, I think they had like 2 oranges maybe in the other palette. So this is really, really good for those bright colors. You also have, if you can see, these, the top row here, they have little speckles. They're like two-toned. I mean, they look really cool in the packaging, but as soon as you use them, it's pretty much just the main color. You can't tell at all that the speckles in there, but they look really cool. So underneath here, if you pull this little purple ribbon, one tray will come out. So that is your first tray. I'm going to put it down so I don't lose that broken color. And then this is the other side of the 120 palette. Lots of bright pinks. Again, it has, these are probably the same pinks as in the other one, but I love them so much, so I will use them. And again, you have actually 3 reds in this one, which I think is really awesome because BH Cosmetics is the only company where I've seen red in a palette. They also have some really great blues and teal colors right here. These are shimmer, these first 4. I haven't used them yet, but I'm just noticing them in the light here that they look amazing, and I can't wait to use them. So the swatches would be the same thing as the others. Really higher pigments if you use a base, and then also the shimmers are usually a little lighter than the matte colors. Okay, so really quickly, sorry if the video just skipped right there. I ran downstairs to get something else I wanted to show you. Recently, I have tried these Loreal HIP, I guess you'd call them little compacts. I have one that is, what do you call this, gilded. It's a really awesome gold color, and it's kind of like a really dark brown with gold shimmers in it. These colors are amazing. Then this other one that I have is called Platinum. It's a silver, which is really, it's like aluminum foil. It's like perfect silver. And then a black with little silver speckles in it. I'm not sure how much. And then on the bottom, if you open it up, you have a mirror. And another one of those wonderful sponge applicators, if you're into those. I've only recently opened these up. I've had them for a while down in my stockpile. If you've watched my other videos, how I used to use a lot of coupons and get free stuff. So I've had these in my basement for a while, and I've just recently went down there and opened them up. So these are the only two that I have right now, but I am thinking about going out and getting a couple more depending on the price. I'm not sure how much they are, but I know that with a coupon or something I got them fairly cheap or free. But the pigments and like how well these actually come out from being just like a drugstore brand, I was really amazed. I'm actually wearing the silver under my eye right here, and that's the black with silver on the top there. Can't really tell that well because of my camera, but I will show you as well some swatches of these. These colors, I'm so amazed at how awesome they come out for just being like a L'Oreal, you know. I mean, I just want to call it a drugstore brand, but now apparently I feel like they are so much better than that. Okay, so these are the swatches for that. Let's see if I can get in the light here a little bit better. That did not help. So you can see the gold and the silver. Really pigmented. That's actually the side without the base. And then over here with the base. There we go. So that's without and with. You really can't tell the difference with or without a base. These go on so well. Like that's my silver and my gold on my fingers that I just used to put on. But they come out so great. I'm so amazed. If you guys have these at your store, I would definitely pick some up, especially these metallics, because like these metallics, I don't even have these in the BH palettes, and they are so pigmented, and they work really well. They go on easy. They don't seem like a cheap product at all. Like they're really a great product, and I really recommend them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Let me know down at the bottom any comments or anything. I really like some feedback. Please. But anyways, thanks guys, and I will see you soon.